Welcome to our team call. You missed the first 10 minutes, so I'm catching you up on the announcements. Success Club Travel Cash. If you guys haven't seen the Travel Cash announcements, instead of doing like water bottles and little prizes every single month, which there'll still be opportunities for prizes along the way, but we are doing a Travel Cash incentive. So your coach will have envelopes on the wall in their house. You can see Ashley's got some on her wall behind her right now. My envelopes are really pretty. They haven't come in yet, so I don't have mine yet. But we are going to be putting cash in these envelopes. For every Success Club point you earn, you get $1. And these dollars are going to go into your envelope. And when we have a trip, I'm going to mute everybody. Lots of noise. Sorry. When we have a trip, so whether it's Summit or it's a Success Club trip or it's a retreat or anything like that, you get to cash in your money. Be like, girl, give me my money. So we will give you that money. It'll be your cash that you can use for traveling for whatever purposes of the event. We will have some fun weeks and some fun moments where we will like do double cash dollars or something like that as incentives to like go harder, go bigger during some other times. So I'm super, super, super excited about this. And it's so much better than like having 45 water bottles. Let me tell you. All right. Wildflower enrollment. I know a lot of you want in on the Wildflower group. Success Club 10 by the end of the month. And we will have open enrollment on May 1st. Okay, so if you hit Success Club 10 this month, you're plugging into the team calls, you are showing up in the challenge group, you are a positive light in the team, you have the opportunity to be invited into the Wildflower group starting May 1st. Super Saturday is this Saturday. We will be joining our Zoom on Saturday at 1 o'clock, 1:30. I said 1:30. 1:30 for a group workout. And then we will all stay on at 2. It'll start at 2 o'clock. Super Saturday starts at 2 o'clock. Go from 2 to 4, learning about all the new things coming out. And we'll stay on our Zoom, and I'll share my screen, the Super Saturday workout. But we'll all work out together doing the same workout, which will be super fun. I'll share my screen the whole time, starting Saturday at 1:30. So jump on our link at 1:30 on Saturday. So many things today. 4/23, next Thursday night after our team call, we are hosting I am hosting on the Dynasty United, a leadership like training. So if you were on last time, it was kind of different, but next week will be different. So next week, if you have sponsored one new coach this month, you will have earned the call for next week. So you're going to come to that call. I'm going to give you guys a very quick rapid fire training, and we are going to go into a recruiting hour. We are going to invite and share and talk about coaching all night. So 1 hour from 9 to 10 after our team call next week. What do you want to tell everybody? You want to tell everybody something? What do you want to tell them? All right. And then we have happy hour next Friday night. Next Friday night, it's going to be on the Dynasty United link. I'll post it in the team page. It's happy hour. Taylor is actually hosting with Steph Green, and we are going to be playing charades and trivia and having, I think they're even going to give us like a recipe for a cocktail or something. And that's at 7 o'clock next Friday. Mixed Berry Energize comes out next month. Guarantee it's going to sell out. Mixed Berry Energize. Get a list going. Have a piece of paper with as many names as people that are interested. So on that day that it is going to go live, you get all the people their link. You'll probably be able to create the link the night before and just send them all out. It's going to sell out. So get that list going. Make sure you get your own personal orders in. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So let's do the things with that. And last thing, our group hotlines, our challenge group hotlines. In our Sweat Squad, they are all posted at the top in the announcements. We have a nutrition chat, a mental health chat, and a fitness accountability chat. If you or any of your people need more additional accountability, plug them into one of those chats. We have coaches on standby ready to support our people. Team effort here. I know that these group chats are amazing. People are joining, like creating team, like little calls and like hanging out. So really, really excited about those. Plug into those if you need it. If you want to be added to one of them, please go into the Sweat Squad and comment on it, and they will add you in. That way they can just find you easily. All right. I'm going to share my screen because I made this. Oh, you guys already saw it. It was on the top of our banner thing. But I'm going to pass it over to Javan and Jenna. Javan and Jenna are my sister coaches. I have known them for what's been 2.5, 3 years, forever, known them forever. And they are basically like, they are success partners. They run their teams together a lot. A lot of you have probably met them, and they are amazing. And I can't wait to hear from them. Social media queens. So let's do the things.
Jenna, do you want to introduce yourself first, and then I'll introduce myself and go into it?
Yeah. Hi guys. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. So I'll start off by saying one of the things that I really wanted to do when I signed up as a coach, I wanted to speak, and I wanted to be invited to calls, and I wanted to get on stage in front of thousands of people. This is my passion. Like, you guys, and just being able to share my heart, my side of this business is something that I just love to do. And so I'm very, very honored to be here, Steph, and with all of you guys. So I'm Jenna Nairo. If you don't know who I am, I've been coaching for 3 years. I have 2 kids. They're 5 and 7. They're home all the time right now, which is just really fun. And I am a former personal trainer, group fitness instructor, Zumba instructor. I love fitness. It is a huge part of my life. I've been doing Beachbody since I was 13 years old. I started with Yoga Booty Ballet, who knows that program, and then Turbo Jam. And so, you know, when I found out about coaching, it was just meant to be. I've bled Beachbody blue since I was in middle school. So that's kind of how I came to know Beachbody. And then Nicola Anderson is my upline coach. And I literally just joined one of her coaching webinars, and I said I'm all in, and it's just history ever since. Right now, I am a 3-star lifetime diamond coach and working on 5-star this year. So you know how all that goes, you guys. We all have big goals, and we're working really hard. And I really do believe that calls like this really are amazing. Like, I just believe that you could hear the same thing over and over again, but if you hear it from different people and different viewpoints and different, experiences, then there's always something else that you can learn and apply to your business. So anyway, I think that's it. Javan, you can go.
All right, y'all. I'm from Tennessee, so go ahead and say something about my accent, because usually that's the first thing people say, and I'm like, what accent? So my name is Javan. I am 24, and I started coaching at age 21. So I was fresh out of college. I was a newlywed and a first-year teacher. So I am still currently a 2nd grade teacher to littles. So I am my armpit sweat is happening talking to adults, because it's I can talk to kids all day, but when I get in front of adults, it's my heart is just beating. But just like Jenna said, it's my passion to teach. And so that's why I love these calls. And, you know, it's also I love learning. So I also love being on these calls and hearing, like Jenna said, from other coaches. But I too have been in the business 3 years. I signed up the month after Jenna, and literally from the moment Jenna and I started talking, we were in a thread, and I reached out to her and was like, I don't know who you are, but I vibe with you, and I think we should be best friends. And so that's kind of where our Success Starter journey has started. And you know, before I say anything more about me, I truly believe in Success Partner because I've had such a great one, but I also know the importance of having someone to rely on, to tell you not to jump off the bridge when you feel like jumping, or, you know, to help pour into you and you pour into them too. It is crucial if you're a new coach. This is not what the call is about, but I urge you to go find someone that you click with, the same personality, the same drive, the same goals, because it really will make or break you, I believe, in my opinion. So I have been coaching 3 years. I'm still full-time teaching, but I do not have any kids yet. But as soon as a little Tillery baby comes along, this will be my full-time job, which is super exciting. Hopefully the end of this year, fingers crossed. So that's my goal. I am also Success Partner. I am a 3-star diamond as well, pushing for 5-star and beyond elite this year. Jen and I have both been premier coaches as well, and that's just the tip of the iceberg for what we want. So we're really pushing for more. But I will go ahead and dive in and respect your all's time. If you have questions, things like that, put them in the chat box, and hopefully we'll have some time to ask. I don't care to go overtime if you all don't want to, because I will probably talk too much, honestly. But one of the things that I love is social media and Instagram, and just really showing your personality through our storefront, which is social media. So another thing, don't judge my tabs, because your homegirl has all the tabs. Okay, so let's dive into Instagram storytelling, because that is huge as well. Posting and social media. All right, so first things first, when you are a coach, I think it is important to know who you are. And you might say, well, that sounds cliche, but you've got to be able to look at yourself, look at your past, look at your future, look at your present, and be able to own your story and be confident in where you came from and where you're going, okay? Because your story is what is going to generate and create that content, okay? The content is what's going to create the conversations and also bring the customers. So my story personally, I, like Jenna, am a fitness addict. I grew up, I was a 3-sport athlete. I grew up doing insanity with my mom in my living room at the age of like 10. So I grew up loving fitness, loving sports, everything about it, being a part of a team. When I went to college, sports were gone. I decided to go to the University of Tennessee, big city, big school, hated it. So like my sports were gone. And I got into a really, really bad relationship with food and nutrition, and also with exercising. Exercising became a miserable chore to me, instead of something that was supposed to be enjoyed and celebrated and loved and something that you look forward to each day. Instead, it was a punishment. And it was a punishment for what I had put in my mouth the day before. If I had gone over 200 calories on my FitnessPal, I better make sure that I sweat at least 1,200 calories to make up with what I put in my mouth. I would binge eat, and then I would binge work out for hours. And it was just this vicious cycle that I could not get myself out of. That is my story, and that is my past, and praise the Lord, I have come out of that. But that's my story, and I've got to be able to tell that consistently, and I've got to be able to tell it well. I've got to open up my heart so that people can see Javan and see me and know who I am. I've got to be able to tell it different ways, different perspectives, and be able, like I said, to tell that consistently. Because if I'm trying to be that perfect person that never struggled with nutrition or never struggled with, treating fitness like a chore, that is not going to attract people. They're just going to say like, oh, she's too good. Like, I do not relate with her at all. Okay. I'm not perfect, and I've got to be able to share that and share my story consistently. So when I go to post on social media, or I go to share my story, or I go post into my stories, what is our goal? Okay. I've got to have a goal. I've got to share my story in such a way that we build trust. Because you are not going to gain clients, you're not going to gain coaches on your team if you don't first build that trust with them. And then I've got to be able to inspire them to join us on this journey. Trust and inspire. So what's the purpose? Like I said, what's the goal? What's the purpose behind my post? Every single day, I should have a purpose. And there's 3 main purposes. I need to be able to, when I sit down to post, am I inspiring? Am I educating? Am I entertaining? Most of the time, it's going to be something around those 3 things, or like family, something just for, just because. So what do I mean by inspire? Life is hard, right? You've got to be able to motivate someone to action. You've got to be able to motivate them with their fitness. Can I inspire them to take action in their fitness journey with this post? Can I inspire them to join my team because my team is kicking booty and they need to be a part of a top team in the entire company? Can I motivate them to action with the business? Relationships, okay? All of that inspiring, we want to be a light for others. Inspiring, in my opinion, is being a light, inspiring others, motivating them to take action. Are you educating? You should be able to look at your Instagram and say, well, am I educating somewhere? Have I given education? Have I given value? Because in all honesty, you've got to give before you receive anything with this. So value must be something that just saturates your feed. It saturates your stories. People, when you're giving them value, are going to come back. And that's the kicker. And that's why it's so important. When I know I need a recipe and I don't know what to cook tonight, I know I'm going to go to Taylor's page and she shared a recipe lately and I'm going to try that out. Well, and me going back to Taylor's page, maybe I saw where she's hosting this May boot camp next month and I don't know what it is. Maybe I should ask her what it is. You see the importance of educating? Because they're going to come back and they're going to see what you're doing and they're going to ask questions. And then personally, in my opinion, you've got to entertain. I mean, seriously, have fun. And I know I am preaching to the team that is fun. If you all are anything like Stephanie, I crave being around her because of her personality and her, entertainment. It's off the charts. You've got to be that same person for the people who are following you, right? Think back to, why did I join Stephanie? What kind of post did Stephanie make that made me think, maybe I should ask what she's doing? It was probably an entertainment post or an education post, right? Did your kid do something funny during this quarantine that is super embarrassing but super hilarious? I don't know. I don't have kids, but I'm a teacher, so I know they do silly, stupid things. Share about that. Make people laugh, right? Are you big into family? Sharing about your family. Do you love quotes? Okay. Can you share funny quotes that will make people laugh? Or, me personally, my quotes are going to be a lot about faith or something to make someone laugh. That's most of the time what my quotes are going to be. But when it comes down to it, with the purpose of posting, you've got to also engage when you post. And this is something huge right now for Instagram. Is, the time of the day. When do I post, Javen? When's the best time to post? The best time to post is when after you post, you can sit down and engage. You can sit down and you can like on people's, their things. You can comment on their post. You can watch some stories because Instagram's going to put your post out to more eyes when it sees that you're staying on the platform and you're engaging back. So currently right now, if I can tell you with your posting, how can I get more engagement? You've got to give engagement. So that would be my best tip with that. So next thing you have to know is your market, okay? Guys, there are a lot of things that I am, and there's also a lot of things that I am not, okay? I am a teacher. I am not a mom. So I cannot be posting to moms and connecting with moms right now because I don't know what they're going through or what they have gone through. Okay. I know what athletes have gone through. I know what teachers go through and the stress. I know my market. I know newlyweds. I am a newlywed, so I can connect with my market there. I know college age because I was there not too long ago, okay? In knowing your market, you've got to know with what they're struggling with. So if you are a mom of a 7-month-old, you've got to be able to, in your content, preach. You got to preach to the struggle that they're going with. How can I speak directly to that pain point or directly to that phase of life that they're in? Because that's when they're going to look at your content and say, oh, me too, Kat, I'm right there. How does she know I'm dealing with that? How does she know I'm thinking that? Okay, know what you are, but also know what you're not. All right, Jenna, you got it?
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so I think that kind of goes right into, I don't know, I think what Javan was just talking about, I think is so important in this business. And I just wanted to emphasize the importance of really, gosh, you guys know who you are, know what you love to do, know what you don't like to do. And I think in this business, when I first started, I was just thinking of a story where, I thought, oh, I'm a coach and I should talk about nutrition and I should talk about all this. I should make healthy meals. And honestly, I hate to cook. I hate to meal prep. I hate cooking. I hate vegetables most of the time. I hate all of these things that I'm just like, I should be this. And I tried so hard and it was so forced that it just wasn't me. And I think people could read that through my posts and all of that stuff. So that was just one example that I was thinking of when Javan was explaining that. If you're not a cook, if nutrition's not your thing, ride that wave, ride the wave of, gosh, I hate cooking, but these are the things that I have found that work for me and help me stay on track. This is what I found, so you can actually share your story and who you are with the things that do work, and don't feel like you have to be like this perfect meal prep queen, like Ali Tessatori or someone like that, So anyways, okay, so talking about the next slide, catch their attention. This is really important in your social media because, first of all, if you are a new coach or maybe you just need to be reminded, every single post should have a picture. And I know that really has to do with Facebook because Instagram, you have to put a picture. But if you're still on Facebook, make sure that you are including a picture because that's the number one thing that catches their attention. So picture. If you don't have a preset yet, I highly recommend investing in a preset that makes your feed just visually aesthetic. Making sure all your pictures are bright and clear and clean if that's kind of your vibe. If your brand is more pinks and rosy colors and maybe a little bit darker and mysterious, then go with that. But make sure that you are consistent with your photos and that they're bright and that when people scroll, they don't just miss it because it was a dark photo or miss it because it was blurry. They catch it because it's like, oh gosh, look at her eyes, or gosh, look at those bright colors in her kitchen, or look at that beautiful baby, whatever it is. Make sure that your picture is clear and it catches their attention. The text in your post as well, I think needs there's a big visual in text as well as picture, because if I go to an Instagram page or read something on Facebook and it's this long paragraph that's all bunched together and all the words are jumbled together, I will not read it. I don't like to read. Don't judge me, but I am not a reader. I listen to most of my personal development books. I just don't like to do it. So I really think that organizing your text in a way that makes it more readable really, really helps. And I actually use a website, and there's probably millions out there, but my go-to website is an IG spacing website. I just posted it in the chat box if you want to check it out. But it actually lays out your text in a way so you don't have to put like the dots in between the paragraphs and stuff like that. You literally copy and paste what you want to write, space it out how you want, and then copy it to the clipboard in the website. And you can just use that and the spacing will be correct. If there's any other, oh yeah, okay, good, perfect. I'm like, I don't know much, but I found that and it works really well for me. Your usage of emojis. Now this is kind of like your own style, right? I mean, if you're an emoji person, like do it, but I would say be very professional about your usage of emojis. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy with the emojis because then it just kind of looks maybe like you're writing your junior high friends in a text, you know what I mean? No offense, okay? If you like emojis, it's totally cool. But I would say that does affect the visual appearance of your post, of your text, all of that stuff. You know, be careful with using all caps. Maybe if you want to grab the attention, maybe your opening line is all caps, like you're all excited. But be careful because caps mean that you're yelling at somebody. We don't want to yell at people unless we really have something exciting to say, okay? And just word it in a way that keeps their attention. You know, there's been a lot of calls lately, team calls, talking about how to share your story and storytelling in your posts. And I feel like that is really where social media is at right now. If you can't tell a story, then people probably don't really want to hear it. Like people are kind of tired of seeing you maybe, or seeing me. I'm kind of tired of seeing like, oh, day 21 crushed, sweaty selfie. So like, it's boring. But what were you thinking about in your workout? What did you want to work out? Maybe you didn't. Maybe something happened during your workout where you had to push pause and your kid threw up all over the place and pooped his pants. Like people want to hear that kind of stuff in your post. So really hone into what happened in my day. So when I go to sit down in a post, lately I've been having brain block. I don't know what's going on, but usually I can pick out a thought. I can pick out maybe something in my personal development. I can pick out something funny my kid said, and I can intertwine that into a post so it's very, very exciting to read, and it catches their attention. So I don't know what the next one is, Javen.
That's you.
Okay, and then make it fun. This is my jam. I tell all my new coaches, so when you sign up as a new coach, on my team, the first thing I say to them is, girl, if you don't have fun with coaching, you're not going to last. You're going to quit. You're not going to do this. So find the fun in every single thing you do. Working out is fun. You know, trying a new recipe is fun. Getting on team calls, it's so freaking fun. Posting your stories is fun. Dance crazy in your kitchen, that's fun. You know, whatever it is, whatever your jam is, maybe it's not dancing like it is for me. That's okay, by the way. But whatever your thing is, have fun with it. Have fun messaging people. Have fun with taking pictures. I just think everything should be fun. And also when you think about what you're posting, your content, what you're putting in your stories, it's not all about coaching, nutrition, fitness. You have to have fun with your life. And people want to see that reality show of, you know, Stephanie, the reality show of Kat, the reality show of Javan in her stories. So what is that going to look like? She doesn't work out all day. Okay, sometimes she does, but she doesn't work out all day. That's not her life. You know, she does do other things outside of it. So you have to be creative and share what your kind of like other interests are, what you like to do, what your you know, what your hobbies are, what your little fetishes are, what something weird about you. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but pull that out. Hold on a second, honey. Pull that out of yourself, figure that out, and talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about your weird stuff, you know, unless it's like very like crazy, like messed up weird. Don't talk about that stuff, but talk about something that's really going to be relatable to the person out there who maybe has that same crazy, you know, fetish or something that annoys them or something you don't like to do. Maybe you love to skydive, talk about it. So that's what I'm talking about. Make every single thing about coaching fun. Make every single thing about this business fun. Make your social media fun so people want to see what you're going to do. You know, you want to kind of set that standard of, oh, I don't know what she's going to do tomorrow. So I have to make sure I tune back into her reality show and her stories. So, okay.
This still hurts. All right. So Next thing, like you might be like cringing, but hopefully maybe you saw the team call on Monday. So I won't go into too much depth about the importance of IGTV right now, especially on Instagram and even like going live with Facebook and on Instagram as well. But if I can say anything, go back and watch that IGTV call on Monday. And then also know when it comes to something like IGTV that everything's going to take time, right? So we're not going to see instant reward or success probably from an IGTV, okay? However, like I said, Instagram algorithm is digging IGTV right now, okay? So it is really putting your content out there if you're making those IGTVs, okay? So what I mean by you might not, right, get the plant or get the vegetable when you plant the seed, whatever that quote is, right? But if I'm putting out an IGTV, hopefully I am bringing more eyes to my page to hopefully bring them in and start, that funnel effect, okay? So is there something that you can share tips with every single week, okay? IGTV, right? You should have like the 5 things that mainly are about you, right? So, for me, I'm a teacher, I'm a newlywed wife, family, fitness, faith, all those things like fashion, all those things really make up me. So my IGTVs, for example, for me, once all this quarantine started happening, my IGTVs became me reading a story and putting it up on IGTV, okay? Because I'm a teacher, and that brought in people to my page of, moms with young kids or other teachers as well. So think of something that you could share tips with, one thing weekly. You should have a goal to make up and put up an IGTV once a week. And like I said, if you need to know more about IGTV or something like that, flash back and go look at the team call from the Slay Squad call from Monday. All right, the next thing you've got to do is in your posting, ask questions in your post. So how can I ask questions? So for example, specific. I can start out a post and say, did you skip breakfast this morning? If I'm reading a post and someone says that and I skipped breakfast, I'm going to be like, what? How did she know? And I'm going to keep reading to see, well, what did Javan just say about skipping breakfast? How many loads of laundry do you have in your laundry room? I don't know about you, but thankfully I did laundry today, so I'm sitting at 0, okay? But, something like that is going to catch attention. When's the last time you unloaded your dishwasher? I don't know. I'm asking specific questions to stop the scroll and have them read more and hopefully engage. Are they interested? If I'm providing value, like I said earlier, and I'm educating them, I'm going to ask a question at the end. Did these tips or tricks help? By asking that question at the end, hopefully I'm going to get engagement and response to that question. I can also start it like this. Mama, raise your hand if. Raise your hand if your kid is driving you nuts on this quarantine. You're going to have a lot of mamas start to raise their hands, right? Be relatable with those questions. Nobody wants to follow this perfect person, like I said, okay? And then also at the end of a post, don't be afraid to say, like and share this. You've got to be specific and tell them what you want them to do. Like and share this post to your stories. Double tap and tag a friend. I'm telling you exactly what I want you to do. Your profile. Jenna, are you there?
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so your profile. Mainly, okay, so your profile, when somebody clicks on your profile, they're basically shopping at your storefront, right? So are you going to walk right by, or are you going to like peep through the window and like see what's going on inside, right? I want to be the type of person that people want to peep through my window. Not in a creepy way, but like that sounded really bad. But you know what I mean? Like I want people to when I send that friend request, when I click that follow button, they're going to click me and be like, who is this girl? And I want them to be like, oh, okay. I wonder what she has to say about this. I wonder what this photo is all about. Oh, I wonder what her link tree says. That's what I want people to do. So you have to really ask yourself, when I'm talking about this, do you want to peep through your own window on your social media? Like, go there right now and be like, if I didn't know myself and if I was just like creeping on somebody else, would I want to follow this person? So really ask yourself that. Maybe give yourself a little social media, like audit yourself. But in saying all that, you got to know who you are again. Like this has just been mentioned before, but you have to know who you are and actually put that on your storefront of your social media. Be specific. Your content should reflect your bio. So a bio, in my personal opinion, I feel like is the most important thing on your Instagram and Facebook, if you're Facebook. But because I think it's the most important, first of all, because honestly, that's the first thing I look at when I go to people's pages. Yeah, just 2 seconds. Okay, you gotta wait. Okay. So make sure that your bio represents who you are. One of my tips that I have, and I've been giving a lot of my coaches, is that, you know, a lot of times we stick in wife, mama of 3. Those things I don't believe are that important to put in your biography, only because if people scroll down and they see a picture of you and your husband and a picture of your kids, they already know. They already know you're a wife. They already know you're a mom. That doesn't need to be in your bio. But I would put something in there more catchy, more funny. Like, what is your obsession? What do you do? How do you help people? That is probably the most important thing that you want to put in your bio, not just, hey, lover of fitness, nutrition addict, or healthy eating addict, you know, mom, whatever. People want to know that you can help them. So like my bio, I think it says, I help women with fast fitness and simple nutrition. And so they know I can help them. They want fast fitness. You want simple nutrition. They're going to think of me. You have to wait. Hold on. Okay, so I hope that was a little bit helpful in your bio. Obviously, having a link tree in your Instagram bio is definitely crucial. And one thing I would say about a link tree, first of all, it's very simple to create. I would just put in a couple Google forms to fill out for your Fit Squad or Sweat Squad bootcamp and coaching application. But along with that, remember, as we said, you're not just a coach. You're also a person, right? So maybe you stick in there something for free. Maybe it's a free group you run that something you're really passionate about. Maybe it's like your free, I don't know, a website that you absolutely love. Give a recipe that you love. My brain is kind of blank right now, but you kind of get the idea. If there's something else that you're passionate about, maybe add value by letting them in a little bit on what you love and adore. I think right now some people have like Amazon, you know, their Amazon website in their Linktree bio with things that they love to buy from Amazon. So that's what I'm kind of talking about, you know, something other than a coaching application, other than a bootcamp application, in my opinion. Okay, and then like I said, content should reflect bio, so that everything that you put in your bio, if people scroll down, they should be able to see, oh yeah, she does do this. Oh yeah, she does love sugar. Look at that big donut in her eyeball. You know, whatever it might be, like your top 9 should reflect everything that you have said in your bio. I think that's it. Unless you have anything else to add to that.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, good. I'm not in control of these slides, obviously. Okay, stories. Okay, this is something that I have always been consistent about. Be predictable to an extent. Every single day since I have started posting, since stories actually came about, like when I first started coaching, stories didn't even exist. But I will tell you something. When stories came out, every single day, I would post something about my pre-workout, my workout video, and my kids, and my morning routine. Those things have never stopped ever since stories came out. So what I mean by be predictable to an extent, be predictable and let people know that you are super freaking consistent with what you do in your routine every single day, and that's how you get results. consistency is everything. Steph's talked on our call a couple nights ago, and I'm sure she tells you this all the time, but you have to be consistent in your stories. People come to your stories expecting you to be consistent, because in my opinion, there's some people out there that maybe you've already talked to, or maybe they're just sitting behind the scenes, and they're going to see if you're going to quit. They're going to see if you don't show up one day, because they're not going to sign up with a coach that doesn't show up. They're not going to sign up with a coach that's not consistent. They're not going to sign up with a coach that just falls off the face of the earth or doesn't talk about things that coaches should talk about. So I really, really challenge you to pick your 4 or 5 things that you're going to be consistent with in your stories. I highly recommend that it's a workout video, that it's something to do with your pre-workout, talk about Shakeology, and show your family life. I mean, those are things that I feel like have to be in there. And people want to feel like they know you. Routines, habits, be so real, talking to your camera. Don't be afraid to throw in something different. And consistency is credibility. 100%. I do a TikTok video every single day. I have done a TikTok video every single day since I learned about TikTok. So that's something that people, I feel like, come to my stories for. They're like, oh, what is this crazy girl going to do today? Like, is she going to stand on her head? Is she going to dance on her counter? Who knows? Who knows what I'm going to do? But they know I'm going to do something different. What song is she going to pick? So when people think of TikTok, when people hear music in the stores of Target, when they open again, I want them to think about me. Like, that's my brand. And so having that in your stories and having that consistency also develops a brand and also allows people to think about you when they see certain things, when they hear certain things, when things go on in their life, are like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that one girl, that crazy mom did that on her story. I should go look at her again and see what she's up to. So anyways, that's all I had for that. Is that me again?
Yeah.
More. I'm gonna keep talking. Okay, so again, stories. Be more than just a coach, and I kind of mentioned that already. But engaging with polls and like swipes and stuff like that over things that are non-fitness, things that are non-coaching, things that have nothing to do with what we do as coaches. You have to wait. Almost done. And don't overthink it. I feel like it goes back to having fun. It goes back, like, one thing I did today was I started a new book, and then I put in the question box. I created a question box and said, what books are you reading? What or listening to right now? I'd love to know. So it's something like that simple that creates engagement in stories and allows you to, like, learn about other people's interests and stuff like that. And then it gives you a way to message them about something that, they've engaged with in stories. Remember who you are. Again, if are you a mom, teacher, are you renovating? Do you have asthma? Do you have PCOS? Do you love to dance? Do you not love to dance? It's okay, right? It's okay to be something that you're not. So if you are thinking right now, because I know I keep bringing it up, but I know that TikTok's my thing. Okay, so all the time, I feel like people think of TikTok and they think of me. Not everybody, but most people now think of Nicola Anderson. But I want to tell you that if TikTok's not your thing, and if you tried it and you're like, oh gosh, it just takes me like 35 minutes and it just ruins my whole day, stop doing it. Stop doing it right now, because that's a waste of your time. And if it's not your brand, and if you just feel goofy doing it anyway and you think it's just ridiculous, stop doing it. So that's my whole point. Like, you got to know who you are. If just, like, I don't know, just dancing with your Energize cup and a boomerang is your thing, then just do that consistently. But be more than just a coach. Think of everything that, I hear, you probably have heard this, but you have 5 pillars, right? Fitness is just one. Fitness and nutrition is one pillar. What are your 4 other pillars that you can talk about in your stories and your social media?
All right. So also in your stories, something you can do is you should be able to, like, recognize daily. Somehow be able to shout out someone. So is it someone who joined your boot camp or joined your team? Can you create a story and list the 10 names of the girls who are joining your boot camp or who have joined your team? Like at the beginning of this call, I had like cold chills looking at all your all's rank advancements and like how amazing you all are. Take those images and shout out other coaches, whether they're your coach or not, they're on your team. They deserve to be shouted out in my stories. So coaches who are stepping outside of their comfort zone, like, can you shout out someone on your team that, you know, you see crushing it, and just give them a simple shout out? Can you do rank advancements? Like I said, transformations. Is there someone who's just crushing it in their fitness journey right now that you can shout out? Highest paychecks. That is something to shout out and recognize on Thursdays for sure. I'm going to try to get through these quickly. Be the expert also in your stories, okay? When it comes down to it, our job is to be an online health and fitness coach, right? So I need to be sharing the knowledge about nutrition, about form in my workouts, about, you know, portion control. I need to be able to share that knowledge and give that freely in my story, because that's going to give me credibility and make me look like I'm the expert, and you need to join me when you are ready to start a health and fitness journey. We've got to, our first vital, be proof of the products and that they work, okay? You're going to start to look like an expert when you start to, you know, show the products that you're using and the results that you're getting with the products, and sharing tips about those products, about the portion containers, about Energize, sharing tips about how to make, you know, your superfood shake. All of those tips are great and should be used on your stories. Like I said, give away info about form. Something, you know, that, oh, I used to do this incorrectly. Let me show you how to do this move correctly. And then that is going to make them want more. They're going to want more nutrition tips or more health and fitness tips that I'm giving away. They're going to keep coming back to my stories. You see that? And then that's when this is going to come in. Are you good to talk, Jenna? Okay, I'll keep going. So them coming back to my stories, I'm going to invite every day also in my stories, okay? So I invite way more in my stories than what I do with my post, okay? And what I mean by that is I'm always inviting every day. I'm either inviting to my boot camp and to like my challenge groups, or I'm inviting to coaching every single day. Somehow I'm inviting them, and I'm inviting them with my story, with your story, okay? I'm going to show other people, like I said, that recognition. I'm going to show it when other people are signing up and those spots are getting filled, because that's going to create FOMO for sure. And guys, in your inviting, please do not do stock photos in your stories or in your post. Just please don't. It makes me cringe, okay? But simply, this slide is here for that every single day. Somehow, you should either be inviting to your coaching opportunity or to your challenge group that is coming up. And then this is the last slide here, okay? The last thing I can tell you about posting and like Instagram and things like that, guys, plan out your content, okay? And by taking 5 to 10 minutes to just think about maybe what I could share each day, that's going to help you not take time away from your family, okay? I already know like so many of my coaches struggle with posting for some reason. And I tell them this too, but it's not sinking in. So hopefully it'll sink in with you all. You've got to post. You've got to post if you're going to see success in this business. And please plan it. It's your job. Like, put some thought into what you're putting out there. Like Jenna said, what you're putting up in your store. It's going to help you not get frustrated, not get discouraged, and just say like, forget it. Because me personally, I haven't posted yet today, but I have a plan. I know what I'm posting after this call. And I'm going to talk about being able to talk on this call. And I knew that this week. So I'm intentionally waiting to post tonight so I can talk about how I felt and my emotions about sharing on this call. And if you don't know, one of the apps is called Plan that can help you plan out some of your content. Alrighty.
Oh my God.
I kept it underneath an hour, which is like crazy, but I'm good with answering any and all questions that you have, whether it's 5 minutes or less. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully you got some knowledge. If you have questions for Jenna or I, either one, we're happy to take some questions as I go throughout the chat.
You guys crushed that.
Thank
So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. This was literally like, I have so many notes, and I didn't even know that these apps and websites even existed, the things that you were dropping. So that was amazing. IG fonts, what is this? What are these things? I'm like putting these all in bookmarks. So
I forgot to share this earlier too when I was talking, because you know how you see like different fonts that people can change their fonts. If you go to that website and you just type in whatever you want to say, you can choose what font you want it. So, you know, like a lot of times I have just like an opening line of a different font just to like kind of catch somebody's eye or whatever. That's what I use. So I just wanted to share that too.
I love it. I love it. I'm reading everybody's chats to see if there's any questions. Yay.
Whoever said that your brand is awkward, like that's everything. Kristen Jackson, you run with that. You run with being awkward, because you know what? I love watching awkward people on social media.
There's a lot of awkward coaches.
There's so many awkward coaches, and I feel like it really draws people in because people just want to see what you're going to do next.
Any questions, guys? It doesn't have to be about social media. Because honestly, I'm figuring out just like y'all.
Hey, Javen, Emily asked you a question.
Oh, sorry, I'm not done.
In the chat.
Javen. All right. About right? So, girlfriend, here is my life when I am teaching full time. I'm up at 4:30, and in that block from 4:30 to when I leave for teaching, I'm doing everything to pour into myself first. So that is when I'm getting in my workout. That is when I'm doing my personal development. That is when I'm doing my devotions. I listen to podcasts on the way to and from work. That has helped drastically. And then that's also time where I clear out my inbox and I do quick parts of a power hour. So that was usually adding friends and followers. I can do that pretty quickly. Other than that, the rest of it came from power pockets. I'm not able to like sit down, and I know so many moms are the same way, to sit down a lot of times and just work for an hour. I would get to work at 7:15, and I also taught an after school program this year too, and I didn't even get home till 6. So I was at work from 7:15 to 6. And honestly, guys, when I got home from work, like if there's other teachers on here, you know you are drained. And so that was when a lot of the times there was team calls and things like that. That was, you know, from 8 to 10:30. I was either on a team call learning, I was doing invites, and I was finishing those other things that I knew had to do to move my business forward from 8 to 10:30, in bed by 11 to get 5.5 hours of sleep. And it's not pretty. I don't recommend 5.5 hours of sleep, but this is my passion, and I want this to be my full-time job. And I'm also passionate about teaching as well. So it is a mix, but it's about finding, you know, your flow and chunking in that power hour to fit in your blocks of time, whether that's getting up earlier or whether, you know, some people do not work well in the mornings, and that's totally fine, but you got to learn to then also be a night owl and be able to crush out work at night. So, you know, you really got to pick, do I want to get up at 4:30 and crush some things, or am I going to stay up till midnight and get up at 6 then? So, you know, it's about finding what works for you. But once you find it, it'll flow.
I have one question. You guys mostly hang out on Instagram then? Because I always find trouble with that versus Facebook.
I think Jen and I both are 50-50 still. I still get people from Facebook, and I still also get people from Instagram. Of course, we've heard to go towards Instagram, so Jen and I have really been putting in a lot of time to Instagram to trying to grow that. But my best tip would be wherever your people are at and you're finding people, really put in some time and effort there, because I have realized since leaning more towards Instagram lately, my engagement is down on Facebook. So, my engagement is up on Instagram, but I'm losing it on Facebook. So my best advice, especially if you're newer, like if Facebook is your jam and that's where you're finding your people, lean into Facebook and slowly build your Instagram, or vice versa.
Yeah, I would say, just to pipe in a little bit, Facebook is more of my jam. I have to say, I started my business on Facebook. I had an Instagram that had like 90 followers and a picture of my baby when I first started it. So I've had to grow it literally from the bottom, like a year into my business. So I've only been growing my Instagram for like 2 years. That's pretty much it. But I do find that I'm more comfortable with Facebook. I'm more comfortable with Facebook Messenger. It's just, it comes better, but I do believe that it's because I started there. I do, like Javan said though, Instagram is where it's at. It really is. And I feel like if you're not on Instagram, at least start getting on Instagram and posting the same things you're posting on Facebook to Instagram and stories and stuff like that. Like, that would be my tip. And then I know, Forrest, you asked me about hypothyroidism. Really quick, I do have it. I drag most of the day and I have severe fatigue issues. And I do have to force myself with life, especially right now. I'm under a lot of stress with some things and all of it. But how do I do it? Energize, working out, eating right. Honestly, like, being a coach has saved my life with that. I'm not on any medication or anything, but I'm trying to actually kind of get my life together when it comes to that. But those are the only things I can say right now. I just do it. I'm gonna try to sleep a lot.
Well, that's what you do, Jenna. You just do it. You don't let it be an excuse. Like, you don't let any of your life. Like, so she's got just as much stuff as you guys could imagine that we all have. Like, no matter how pretty our social medias look, Jenna deals with her stuff. And she doesn't let it be an excuse though. Like, if you only knew the stuff she deals with, and she doesn't let it be an excuse, and she is still building an amazing business, still a premier coach, still doing the things. So she just doesn't let it be an excuse.
Yeah.
I love questions. That's the teacher in me.
Me too. I love them too. This is like my favorite part of a call.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys. You guys are like the besties that every coach wants to find as a coach. What do you recommend? Like, you like give me FOMO. Let's just say that much. I literally, when we were all supposed to be on a trip together, I was like, but Nicolette, like, who am I going to hang out with? Javan and Jenna are going to be together. And I'm like, I don't even have friends. But so when people find success partners, how do they keep it business and best friends without it being a bitch fest 24/7?
That's a good question. Like, how to not let our business, I think it becomes personality tap a lot. Jen and I are both competitive. So we know we're both competitive, so we don't let that get in the way. But from the beginning, I think we just set that friendship first. I feel like is important. We became friends, and in building that friendship, we also said, like, listen, I'm going to push you, you're going to push me, and we're just going to do this together. And I'm going to pour into your coaches, you're going to pour into mine. Mine is yours, yours is mine. And we've just kind of built a friendship and a business together. I think coming in at the same time helped a lot with that as well, because we were both new coaches at the same time. Or if you're at the same level of business. So maybe you're both emeralds right now, and you can really push together as emeralds building towards the goal. But, you know, you don't want to go find a success partner that's already a 2-star and you're a new coach, because I think that's when frustration and comparing is going to come into play and really, really hurt each other. But, I mean, also our personalities really, I mean, Jenna, you can chime in, but we really click. I mean, age differences, you wouldn't even know that she's a couple years older than me. Like, I feel like we're twins.
A couple.
And
I'm like 10 years older than you.
you are not 10 years older than me, but I mean, I think that's important. You can chime in and give your 2 cents.
I just act like I'm 21 all the time. Anyways, but I mean, I think you hit it right on. Like, personality is everything. I mean, I know I'm not the type of person, I love everyone. I always see the glass half full. I'm very positive. I love people. I love helping. And so I feel like because of those things, and Javan is very, you know, we're both faith-based. We're both just kind of tender and sensitive people, but also like goal-oriented. And so I feel like we're just the same people. We've struggled with the same things in the past, with binge eating, overworking out, emotional issues, like all of these things. And I think that because, again, like she said, we have that bond of we just get each other and we just believe in the same things. We're in the same point in our business. And you know, I just think that's so important. And like Javan said, you know, when it comes to finding a success partner, listen, I've been through 5, by the way, because I got put in like a pod with 2 other girls when I first started coaching. I teamed up with another girl that's quit, another girl that has already quit. I mean, I've been through success partners, and I just had to kind of keep going until, you know, it just clicked. And it just clicked. We're like, okay, are we doing this? Are you in this for the long run or what? You know? And so I do think that it helps, though, being at the same level and having the same goals. If you do not have the same goals, please do not be success partners with that person. I am telling you right now, if your goal is to get to elite this year and 5-star, and your other person is like, yeah, I mean, that would be nice, but whatever, you know, happens. That's not your person. That is not your person. So you have to put your business above personal friendship. And if you have to be like, listen, you know, I would love to still be friends, but we can't talk business anymore. You have to set the ground rules. You have to kind of cut it off at a certain level, because you don't want somebody else to drag you down in this business. You do not want to partner up with somebody who's going to be like whiny and, oh, I'm so tired and I can't do this. Stop, because that's just going to drag you down and it's going to make you fail unless you're a strong enough person to overcome the person on the other side that's dragging you down. So I'm a huge fan of success partners, but I've also been through success partners that have tried to drag me down. And I was always the stronger person to say, this is not working. I have bigger goals than you. I'd love to still be friends, but I need to move on because we do not have the same goals anymore. So you have to set the boundaries and the standards of your relationship.
But when it clicks, it clicks. And you got to be able to give tough love too. Like, I know Jenna's going to be my tough love person, and I'm her tough love person. I gave her some tough love this week. So like, it's just when it clicks, it clicks, and it really does make or break your business, because they can either drag you down or they can also make you step your game up. Because, you know, like, for example, like if Jenna was to go hit 5-star first, by George, you better believe that the next week I'm going into qualification, because that's not happening without me being 5-star with her. So, you know, you've got to have that competitive attitude and also, you know, that tough love part too.
By George.
By George.
Sure you go.
Southern accent.
So before we jump off, I have questions for you guys. What are both of your average Success Club numbers
Like from the 3 years or like lately?
lately?
This year I'm averaging 16-ish.
Jenna?
10 plus, at least 10. Usually no higher than 20 these days.
Yeah.
And how many invites do you guys send a day?
I message 30 people a day at least. Whether that's inviting, following up, connecting, it's always 30 inboxes. I would say invites, specific invites, no less than 10 to 15.
30.
Javen?
30 a day.
30 a day.
I'm at a point in my business right now where I have had to take a few steps back with the time that I put into it. So I used to send out a lot more messages. I used to work a lot more.
Well, I think that's the true for anyone building their business too. At a certain point, you're like, okay, I'm comfortable. So like I've hustled to get here and now I'm comfortable. So I can take a couple steps back. So,
you have to realize like I'm in a totally different phase of life also.
Yeah.
Like I have no kids. So I am able to right now without teaching, I am working all day.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean all day, and I'm putting in the hours. Whereas Jenna is taking care of 2 kids, but I am holding her accountable to 30 messages. Before we got on this call, we were FaceTiming, and I literally said, have you sent your 30 yet? And again, that's the success partner. But, please don't look at me and say, like, she's got, this many invites out today. Don't compare, If you are shooting for Success Club every single month, which you should, you need to be sending at least 10 to 15 messages every single day, 20 messages. Whether, like Jenna said, that is follow-ups, whether that is invites, connections, things like that. With the teaching question, like when I'm teaching full-time, it was follow-up Friday. And on Fridays, it was nothing but follow-ups. So that was just different ways that I broke up my business that way as well. But for me right now, it's 30 non-negotiable.
But I'm just going to pipe in for 1 second. If you're sending those 10 to 15 invites and you're still not hitting Success Club, you got to go 20 to 30 invites. You got to go more. So it's kind of all about what's working for you too. If you're sending these messages and nothing's working, it's not you. It's not, does not mean you're not meant for this. It just means you got to tweak it. You got to change it up. You got to try something new. You got to double it up, whatever. So I feel like there's no secret right or wrong. You got to send this many invites to hit Success Club. I don't think there's a number. I really don't, in my personal. Stephanie might think different, but I just feel like it's more about finding what works for you and really creating that connection with the people that you're talking to, because I feel like if you're really creating that connection, you can send less invites and still hit the same number of Success Club points.
I agree with Charlie just said too. I send what feels good, because if I'm stressing to send a certain number, you can tell it's just to check a box. I believe that too.
Something when I stressed at the beginning of last month, I didn't hit anything. And then the moment my mindset changed, that's when I hit everything.
Yeah. You've got to go into inviting the right way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to piggyback off of what you guys were saying about like how you're sending so many invites right now. It also depends on the season of life you're in. You might be in a season where you're like, I've got big goals and I'm going to push hard and I'm going to go hard. You also might be in a season where you're getting effing results. Darcy, Morgan, where you at? You guys are killing it and getting crazy results right now. People are seeing your results right now. You just did a program where you got crazy results. Ashley, you just got crazy results right now from your last programs, right? That's momentum you're going to be building. Postpartum mamas, you're riding that. Ride that as long as you can possibly do it. If you're sending 10 messages and no one's replying, think about it. Have you had a transformation recently? Are you showing that it's happening for you? Like, is this working for you or is it not working for you? Because if it's not working for you, why would someone sign up? Right? That's like looking like a clown and trying to sell makeup. Would someone buy makeup from you if you looked like a clown? Right? You gotta realize, what are people seeing? What are they getting? What are you giving?
Yeah. Someone asked a question too about invites, if they're coming from post. So this is where it's recently changed for me since I've been off for teaching. Originally, yes, they were all coming from likes on my posts. They were coming from stories. But I was one not to make excuses of the people that are watching my stories are the same people I've already invited, blah, blah, blah. So the names you're seeing right now is literally, I am going through A to Z on my friends list. And I hit 5,000 friends on Facebook and I was like, this ain't happening. So I was like, now's the time. So I'm literally going through my Facebook friends list, clearing out people that I don't need in there anymore. And every single person is getting an invite. And there's a season to do that. And there's a season not to do that. Like we were talking about, like, don't just go copy and paste messages all the time. But right now, where I'm at in my business is what I had to do. So personally right now, no, these invites are coming from, I'm going through my friends list and inviting everyone because everyone needs this opportunity. They need me as their coach. They need this community right now. They need a solution. They need to work out for stress relief, and they need me. So that's personally where my invites are coming from. I know a lot of Jenna's invites come from likes and stories and votes on polls, people who engage, things like that. But I've also challenged her. She's now going through her Facebook friends list as well. So.
And I'll say one thing too. I know a lot of times we get into our head like, oh, I only have, 300 followers on Instagram. If only I had 5,000, my business would skyrocket. No, like my encouragement to you is get to know those 300 followers personally, engage with them, message every single follower you have, every single friend you have, and really take care of the people that actually have followed you for some reason at some point in their life. It's important to expand your network. I'm not saying that it's not. It's important to find new people, but also don't forget what you already have built on your social media platform. Don't forget that. Every single person deserves a message. Yes, my invites come from likes, comments, story viewers, poll votes, all of these things. But I'm also really trying to tap into my following and friends list on my social media.
Hopefully that helps. Just encourage you to serve the people who are at your table. Like I said, with the giving and the educating and the value, make sure you're serving those 300 people that you have following you, like she said. Asking them what they'd like to see more of, and then providing that in your social media is going to build that trust in that relationship that easily turns into an invite once you do that. Let's see. I've got some, Jessica. Let me pull up my notes and I can share what I said.
Jenna, or Javan, if you want to, you can just send those to me. I'll post them on our team page.
Oh yeah.
That would be awesome.
Oh yeah. I don't care at all.
Okay.
Hey Pam, I saw that you're a follower and I just had to jump in here and say, hey, my goal is to inspire, entertain, and make new friends by simply sharing my journey and struggles. So your support means so much. I know things are crazy right now with the whole quarantine thing. Are you finding ways to stay on track with your goals? I know I can always use some extra accountability. And I think that came from Jenna. So that's like something that you could easily start a conversation with followers that you already have.
Love it.
I'll send it to you.
Alrighty. Anybody else? I thank you guys so much. This has been super helpful.
You're welcome.
Do you guys want to do a boomerang before we jump off?
I could chat all day.
And of course, most people always want to do a boomerang, right? So this is one of those times, oh, my phone is dead. So Someone tagged me. But this is one of those times that if you don't have anything to share in your stories about coaching, here's a beautiful opportunity. This is the coaching. This is our business call. This is talking with mentors in the industry. Top 2% of this entire organization is leading you right now. So this is where it's at, people. All right. I'll count everybody down, everybody with phones. 3, 2, 1.
Hold on, I didn't have Instagram open on my phone yet.
Taylor, you are the worst.
Taylor.
I know how you really feel. Okay.
Taylor, that's okay because I wasn't even in Instagram and I was just taking a stupid video.
Okay, we'll 3, 2, 1 it then, Leah. Okay, ready, guys? Hold on.
3, 2, 1.
Thanks, guys.
That's so funny.
Just don't catch people mid-yawn like I did. Sorry, Ellen.
That's hilarious. Y'all, thanks for having us. It was so much fun hanging out with you all. You all are
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you so
for having
much.
us.
Thank
So
you.
cool, guys.
We'll see you guys
Thank
later. Thanks,
you.
everybody. See you guys later.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.